December 2021, we set off on our adventure around Australia. But let's go back to the beginning. In August 2020, we bought a van and created a YouTube channel. We spent 6 months fitting out the van exactly the way we wanted it, and we spent a year saving up for our big lap. Rowan had a full-time job and I worked on building our online presence and working for online companies. We spent many paychecks at Bunnings and every weekend working on the van. We packed up our lives and moved into the van full-time. Christmas of 2021 came around and the next day we were officially off on our travels. We're leaving on our big trip around Australia today, and Cosmo has this perfect little spot right in the middle there where he can see out the window. He's in his comfy bed. He's in his element. We waved goodbye to family as the thrill of adventure filled the air and we hit the open road. We travelled from our hometown Canberra down the east coast of Australia. Cosmo experienced his first beach, we explored rivers and rainforests, and brought in the new year with new friends we met on the road.
3, 2, 1!
In January 2022, we enjoyed the many open roads country Victoria has to offer. We had the best time exploring waterfalls, camping, and travelling the Great Ocean Road, a massive bucket list item. We cooked dinner next to the ocean, saw the 12 Apostles and Lockhart Gorge. We saw emus in the wild, more waterfalls, and the most breathtaking coastline. We saw South Australia with new eyes and fell in love. The warm windy nights, the beautiful sunsets, incredible hikes and campgrounds and beaches and natural rock pools, the rock formations at Talia Caves, the weird and wonderful Murphy's Haystacks. February came around and we found beautiful lakes, the most spectacular sinkhole garden, a giant strawberry, and lots of sunny spots to relax. We fell in love with nature, with the spectacular views of the Great Alpine Road. We explored some gorgeous landscapes and danced on the open road in the early hours of the morning. We saw echidnas, the famous snowy river, some great puppy friends, and the postcard views from many mountain hikes. We swam in crystal clear water and ran as fast as we could along soft sandy beaches. March was full of outback roads, stargazing, and incredible sunsets. We travelled on dirt roads where we didn't see a single car for hours. We found a quirky restaurant in an old train carriage, beautiful esplanades lined with palm trees, and ran along some more beaches. We hiked mountains and swam in the absolutely incredible Great Barrier Reef. This was such a surreal experience, another bucket list item checked off the list. North Queensland was an incredible area to explore. There was Australia's Little Grand Canyon, Barron Falls, Babinda Boulders, Milla Falls, Zilly Falls, Townsville, and so many more great locations. In April, we found ourselves at beaches with spectacular mountain views and relaxing on warm windy afternoons with the van doors open. Running around on fresh grass without a care in the world at Flagstaff Hill. Taking a random turn off the road to find hidden beach access. Flying along the coastline with eagles. Stopping at the big attractions and exploring the Whitsundays. We swam in the clear water at Hideaway Bay, relaxed on the shore under the palm trees, and found ourselves soaking in the sun at the tropical Early Beach. We watched the sky create a work of art from a random old jetty and flew across this beautiful part of Australia from above. We cooked dinner on barbecues by the beach, swam in freezing pools created by waterfalls, climbed over rocks and splashed in nature's rock pools. We explored the beauty of the Blackdown tablelands and the incredible views that nature has to offer. We drove on back roads and saw iguanas and cows and ran along the sand where thousands of crabs had dug up every inch, and amazing sunsets and lagoons and fun with sticks. Lately, it has been feeling so good just to be alive in nature, as cheesy as that sounds. We explored Agnes Waters in 1770. We took a tour at the Bundaberg factory. We spent an entire day just being kids, splashing and running through rock pools until the sun went down. We made our own cheese bread by the ocean, and Cosmo spent hours playing with friends on the beach. In May, Cosmo met his best friend in the world, Roscoe, and we stayed in Harvey Bay for a few weeks. Every night at 5:45 p.m, thousands of bats would fly across the sky above our camp, and it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Nature really is beautiful. A few weeks later, we stopped in a small country town to wait out the floods. Onto the sunny coast, we took a spontaneous turn off the highway, hiked a steep mountain, and were rewarded with the beautiful views of the Glasshouse Mountains near Brisbane. We've seen so many gorgeous animals along the way, and some have even come into the van to say hello. Living in a van requires teamwork, patience, and a good pair of headphones for those long driving days when you can't agree on a podcast. We're so grateful to be able to call Australia home. This country really is beautiful. Cosmo has made so many friends along the way, and we can't wait to see all the new puppy friends he finds on the next leg of the trip. June was full of wet and wild weather, which isn't ideal when living in a van with a dog, but we were bound to hit some bad weather sooner or later. I'd say we've had a pretty spectacular few months on the road so far, and we can't wait to see what the next chapter of van life holds for us. Let's take a look at the not so fun things that have happened along the way. Cosmo just decided he wanted to take 5 minutes to scope the area, see where a good spot to poo would be, and we both got drenched, didn't we, bud? Yeah. Is literally in the water. So if it had rained for like another hour, I think we would have been flooded. I don't think the van has ever been this dusty.
There's a grasshopper in the van.
You jumped towards the free! We've just pulled over because our drawer has come out and it's not going back in. Oh god, it's all the cups!
I mean, it's 40 degrees today, and it's probably even hotter in the bottom of this gorge.
We've spent so much money at repair shops for this one fridge, we're considering just throwing it away and getting a new one. Spending more money on more food because the fridge decides to break, and we just lost like $100 worth of food for the week. Like, our trip is just getting shorter and shorter because of this one issue that's just, I don't know, all our money's just going down the drain. Checked all the roads out of here in the direction we want to go, and they're all closed due to floods for another day. So we'll be staying here. Rowan's doing a deep clean. I'm editing the videos. It's gonna be a slow one today. And the mosquitoes here are ruthless. I got about 10 new bites last night. Holy shit, we just had the worst experience. So we grabbed all these logs from around here to have a fire. And you know, the fire's up and going, you know, it's been going for about 10-20 minutes. And all of these huntsmen start crawling out of this log up the tree around the van.
So we did the run.
We chucked everything in the van and we just bolted.
Now we're on the other side of the car park, or the other side of the campsite.
We think we're safe.
And we're going to look over the van.
Yeah.
Make sure there's no...
Oh. So for a little recap, we started in Canberra, came all the way through Victoria, up through South Australia, then got to about this point and realised the WA border was still going to be closed, so we started to come all the way back. Then we went up here. We were planning to go straight up the coast, but then the floods happened around here, so we went this way, up through the outback, all the way up to Cooktown, and slowly made our way back down the Queensland coast, and we're back in Canberra. Soon to head off again. If you enjoy our videos, leave a comment and subscribe so you don't miss our new videos every week. Thanks for coming along on this journey with us, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye for now.